When I first meet someone, I like to tell them right away that I was in Elf. I was on camera as two different elves and Bob Newhart's hand, and off camera as Newhart's stand-in. After so many late nights and long weeks helping set up forced perspective shots, I gained so much weight that one day I put my back out dipping a tortilla into some particularly hefty salsa. My involvement in this holiday classic just means that I'm more than qualified to present this very special episode of Cooped Up Christmasing with COVID.
Jiggling, wiggling, Christmas, festus, Christmas time. Wriggling, jiggling, jiggling, wiggle, wriggle, jiggle, Christmas time. Christmas, Christmas, ring the bell. 2020, what the hell? All the Christmas jiggling toys. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas boys. Christmas wishes, Christmas fishes. Jingle, jingle, jingle dishes. Christmas, Christmas, ring the bell. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas time. 2020, jingle the hell. All the Christmas jiggling toys. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas boys. Christmas wishes, Christmas fishes. Christmas, jingle, jingle dishes. 2020, what the hell? 2020, what the hell? All the Christmas jiggling toys. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas boys. Christmas wishes, Christmas fishes.
Baking is a precise science. Temperatures are strictly regulated, humidity must be taken into account, ingredients accurately weighed and measured.
1, 2, 3.
So that looked like 3.5 teaspoons of yeast? Or, okay, 4.5. Yeah, and like 3 sugars. And as for salt, you got 1. Well, there's not. It wasn't enough to scoop properly, so I lost count of the salt there. And then make sure you got a nice. Well, it's like more than a cup. More than a cup of warm. I think they say scant, or does scant mean less? It sounds like a little less than. Scant to cup, just scant to. Actually, I don't know. I looked away from the screen for a moment, so let's say 5 heaping tablespoons of that was olive oil, multiple flours, and just give it a good, just get it all blended. A side note for pros, do not remove that tag from your kitchen towels because it's the same jurisdiction as the mattress, police, and VHS tapes. The FBI will come after you. So leave them out and visibly flapping, readily identifiable, and you're going to avoid a whole heap of trouble. So go ahead and get all the hairy bits off the sides of the bowl. Get that big flaky fellow out of there and just push him. What you really need to do here is it's called the smear and push method. You can do the one-handed method or take the other hand out of your pants and just get them both going. Here's another COVID impulse purchase. It really brought me some happiness. Thanks, Jeff Bezos, for making the world a happier place for everybody. It's getting pretty sticky at this point, but don't be afraid of it. Lots of things in life are sticky and gross, but it doesn't mean we can't cook them and put them in our mouths. And don't worry about getting rough with it. It's like slap it around a bit. It wants to know that you're in charge and you mean business. Us pros know that the important thing is to not add any extra flour. That's a big no-no in the baker community because it ruins the carefully measured ratio of wet and dry. I mean, you'll see that I added some, and that's because I'm a maverick. I want to keep the dough guessing. That's how you stay one step ahead of it. You can see that it's now starting to accept that I'm the boss, and it's behaving. It's starting to relax. I learned all this from Chef Caesar Milan. Okay, while I'm balling this pinky style, I should talk about that yeast. There are just so many different kinds of yeast these days, and I can't remember which one this one is. It's either instant yeast, or rapid rise, or quick rise, or pizza yeast, I think. In spite of the similar names, there's big differences between all the yeasts. So just make sure you have a big jug of cranberry juice nearby in case things get really confusing. That covered dough is going to rise for multiple hours. In the meantime, Get going on your garden garlic. Smash it, peel it, prep it with a bit of foil, some oil, salt, peps. Pack it up like a Christmas present. Tuck it away, nighty-night. You gotta love these Hamilton December Chinooks. The tomatoes even came back. It's almost like I filmed this in the summertime and never got around to putting it together. It's almost like a crappy regifted Secret Santa gift. It's almost like this Christmas is one steaming dumpster of chota. But we'll still make the best of it and try to have a great time with our annoying roommates. I mean, families that we love and appreciate.
Yeah, just put that one back in the garden.
It's true, those end pieces will go back together and no one's the wiser. Roasty toasty, doubled in size. And this creature is just a joy. Look at that. It's fluffy and fun, ready for rolling. Squeeze out those gassy little air pockets. Get it nice and globulous again, only to hack it right in half. Re-roll into a couple of fun balls and get to business. I worked at Zombie's Pizzeria in Victoria on Wharf Street in the late 90s, and this is where I picked up some of this stuff. The finger poke, I don't know why, but it works. It helps with the roll. And then to master this action, all you need is a tiny bit of Italian heritage. Then you just edit out the part where you tore some holes in it while you were peeling it off the counter. And the braided crust is another technique that I learned from Zombie's Pizzeria. It's like a thumb and a fold and a thumb. Once you flatten both balls, get them sauced and cheesed and topped. Slightly overlap the pepperoni because they shrink. I'm a big fan of the veggie option, which is the Christmas tomatoes, the artichokes, and the roasties here. And don't forget the crumbled Christmas feta. Okay, the oven was at full heat, so who knows how hot that was. What I do know is that it was about 10 to 12 minutes. And
Do you want a beer with your pizza?
oh boy, I can't think of anything I want more. Yes, I can. An end to this global scourge and a giant, cozy Christmas blanket of sanity and reason and kindness and love to envelop the population as we kick 2020 to the ditch and dance joyfully into the new decade. So please have as merry a Christmas holidays lockdown as possible. And when all this is done and everything is cleared up and I can legally see you in person, watch out, because I'm coming in for an awkward, overly long hug.
Ring, ring, jiggling, jiggling, wiggling, Christmas, festus, Christmas time. Wriggling, jiggling, jiggling, a wiggle, wriggle, jiggle, Christmas time. Christmas, Christmas, ring the bell, 2020.